Good morning. It is Friday. It is fun day. It is training day. We are, excuse me. We are on it. BYOQ today. You got to join me. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Bring your own questions. We're going to rapid fire. So if I don't answer your questions today, put them in there. Let's answer them at 11 a.m. Register at dmeltzer.com and 949-298-2905. We'll pin it up there for everyone to see. Let's get some questions going. Let's get lives going. Always good to see everyone on a Friday. I hope you have had as fabulous a week as I have had. We have some fun people coming on today. Training is going to be awesome. It's going to be a great day, a great weekend, and a great next week. Find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything you do. Turn the suck upside down. So awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Here we go. We got some questions going. Thoughts on college. Wow. I got a lot of thoughts right now on college because I got two girls going back to online mixed hybrid, whatever they call it. I think you have to be very economical today with college. I think the experiential side, which I've always been super, super excited about, the networking side, the emotional intelligence side, excited about. I think the value of that has gone down. So you need to make sure the economics, if you can, in this period of time, get your general education done somewhere else. If it's going to be online anyway, I think it's an economic thing that we have to look at. So it's a little bit of change, but it's based off of your values, personal, experiential, giving, and receiving. So make that economic choice for yourself. And perfect. Let's see here. Looking for my friends. More questions coming in. I can see that. Team David Meltzer. We're looking. Is Chris or Camellia here? Sorry, I know you guys wanted to go live. Let me check who's here that wants to go. There they are. Drink Volley. Awesome. Here we go. We're going to have our friends, co-founders of Volley on. And hey, look at that. You guys.
Hey, David.
Hi. You guys look like a picture. Awesome.
How are you?
I'm terrific. I am so terrific. I am so interested, though. I love, number one, Drink Volley, the name of the company. How'd you guys come up with that?
Volley was, we came up with a few different names with our team at Red Antler. They're an awesome creative team. And when we heard Volley, we felt like it didn't have a specific meaning, but the energy that it had, it feels like something positive, energetic. It's something that you can do with someone else. So it felt like the right vibe for what we're trying to build here.
Yeah, and you guys have that tequila seltzer, which to me is very interesting. When I thought of Volley, I don't know why this imagery came to my mind. I was thinking of when people toast each other. I think you could rename and rebrand a way of toasting as a volley. Volley it back and forth. But anyway, give me a little bit of a background on, I have been involved in so many different beverage companies, alcohol beverage companies, and there's so many stages of success. What stage of success are you guys at right now?
We feel like it's a success, but we're in the early stages. We're just getting started. We came up with the idea about a year and a half ago, I'd say. Maybe we should tell David a bit about the story and give him where we are now. Yeah. So about a year and a half, we've been in beverage business for about 8 years now. Camila and I are married. We've been dating we were dating for about 6 years.
Yeah.
So out of those 8 years, almost all of it, Camila has been a part of that. But I started this mixer company out of college. And, it was a labor of love. We started in our home kitchen, blending, chopping, and doing everything ourselves, learning every step by scratch. And it's hard. The beverage business is not easy, and you got to listen to as many people as possible, try to get those insights and take some leaps in the learning curve. But with Volley, we've taken all those lessons, we've put them to use. We realized that, we weren't drinking as many craft cocktails anymore as we started to get a little more productive and a little older. But we still like to have fun. So when we go out to a bar, we have tequila seltzers. Whether it's someone's wedding or at a bar, and it just lets us have fun. But we don't feel as foggy the next day. You're not as hungover, we feel. So we thought, there's no seltzers out there that just have these clean ingredients in there, where it's organic juice, sparkling water, and tequila. Like that's the highest quality ingredients you can ask for. And we just didn't see that out there. So we thought, hey, we've been making products for 8 years now. We're pretty good at it. Let's make our own product. And if no one likes it, at least we'll enjoy it. And that took us on this adventure for the past year and a half.
Yeah.
It's
how'd you guys stay funded while you were in the how'd you stay funded when you were in the development stage? So many people, as they're starting up, on either a side hustle budget, investing in themselves. How did you guys fund the R&D side of what you were doing?
The R&D actually happened in our kitchen. Because we use such simple ingredients, we can make it it's really anyone can make the drink. But we raised an initial friends and family round to fund our branding, and we got such high demand. It was oversubscribed by a lot, so it's taken us quite far, almost to our launch, and so it's been great.
Yeah, and
when is your launch?
We launched a month ago. Yeah.
Oh, during the pandemic. That's awesome. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, to touch on that also, we didn't raise any money for our mixer business, so we kind of had that experience of bootstrapping something and learning from scratch, kind of learning those lessons. So I actually am certified in HACCP, which is the quality control measures that you need to have to make a product. I've spent a lot of time with the food development labs, with them making products. So we had a good amount of experience coming into it for that R&D. So we didn't need as much support and funding for that R&D side, which was really fortunate for us, because that can be very, very expensive.
And, as you guys launch, sometimes success is the biggest villain to success, especially in the alcohol beverage. There's so many different states, regulations, distributors, marketing strategies, that sometimes when demand gets too great, that actually causes an alcohol beverage company to fail. What are you guys doing to prepare for your success?
That's a great question. We actually, when we planned our launch, we knew that we were cautious about it, especially in this environment. It's so, you never know what's going to happen. So we actually planned to launch in certain states that we've targeted specifically as for seltzer drinkers and for tequila drinkers. And we're really using a lot of our marketing dollars in those states, and then eventually we'll expand to the larger national footprint. But we are concentrated on a few right now, and like you said, just try to grow smartly and with the resources that we need, and be responsible about it.
Yeah, like you're exactly right. Lots of these beverage companies, you come in and you're like, let's be everywhere. How many people can purchase our product? Let's make it on the shelf. And the hard part isn't actually getting on the shelf. Like a distributor will take your product and put it somewhere, but the question is whether you're going to get off that shelf. So if you leave a distributor with a ton of product because you haven't supported it properly, where it's going to sell through to the consumer, that's where you run into problems. You're going to get a big bill for having to buy back your own product at the end of the day, which is not something you want to get. So yeah, we've thought about that. We are focusing on Florida, New York, New Jersey to start, just because we have lived in New York for quite a while. We're now South Carolina residents. So that was just in the past few months, but New York is a great place for seltzers. We know it well. It's a good place to just get things going. Florida as well, always summertime. So, people like to crack open a nice refreshing drink there. But very soon we're going to be rolling out a few more states. So we're excited about that.
That's awesome. Well, last question, and I'm probably applicable to more people, which is how do you work with your spouse? You know, it's hard enough to have a partnership, and my wife's walking by in my office right now, and she's probably like, I'll never work with you. How do you guys maintain the daytime and the nighttime relationship?
Let's hear your answer to that.
I think it would be interesting to hear from our team. We have a very good, we're able to separate it for the most part. We just had a baby, so maybe it may be a bit more blurred, the lines right now. But yeah, usually we're pretty good about separating them, and I'm usually the stricter one where it's dinner time and I don't want to hear about work, you know, for at least an hour. But I think we're a really good balance. We don't agree on a lot of things, and it's maybe a good thing. And we, you know, yeah, we argue and we're able to just brush it off. It's just a great relationship. We work together very slowly, and we didn't want to ruin our personal relationship first, and so we tested it out, and it ended up working out. So here we are.
Camila was working at a bank before, and I kind of, you know, pulled her over, and, you know, I needed more help because, you know, I didn't have funding, and we just needed all the help we can get, and she was a trooper and joined and was just helping a bit, and then she actually liked what she was doing, I think, and brought her on full time, and we've been a team ever since, and started Volley together 100%, and it's, you know, I think we both trust each other that if the person's gonna give you a negative feedback, it's at least positive, you know, it's constructive. So it's not personal. It's just, you know, maybe that's a bad idea. So, you know, you just
it sounds like
shouldn't go forward with it.
sounds like being able to separate work from business is an essential, and then forgiveness as well. Something I teach seems to be an essential to working with your spouse, and you know, you guys do it so wonderfully. Last question: what's the biggest lesson that you guys have learned so far through this journey?
That's a good question. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'd say, well, it's been an entrepreneurial journey from even before Volley. So one of the big lessons I learned was, you know, it's really important to keep you can't just have an idea and then leave your day job. You need to have that stability that you get from a normal job while you pursue these passions. And what, you know, it may be turn into a real awesome business, but it's really important that you don't put too much financial pressure on yourself or those around you by putting all your eggs in one basket. So that was something that was important to me, but also fundraising. We chose not to fundraise when we first started our previous business because we didn't know exactly. We were learning. Like there's a big learning curve. So we went through, you know, like a PhD in beverage business just from trial and error. But we felt that we needed to, you know, learn those first before fundraising. And now we've done some fundraising. We feel confident with what we know and what we can do. What do you think?
Yeah, I think my lesson is I don't like to ask questions, and I don't like to bother people. And I've learned from Chris that you just need to ask, and people are so willing to help, and they, you know, people want to help you. And I don't realize that. And I think it's not easy for some people to do. And I think it's definitely necessary, especially as two young people who may not know what they're doing and they're starting a business. So
yeah. Also, we're both slightly introverts, so you know, getting out and I'm sure lots of people can connect with that. Where, you know, you may feel uncomfortable reaching out for help or talking to other people and just trying to pick their brain, but it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it definitely does. You guys are iconic for forgiveness, and my biggest lesson is ask. You can't ask. You cannot out ask the universe. People love to help. Become an investment of others by asking. I really appreciate it. Everybody check him out at Drink Volley. Chris and Camilla, thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward
Thank you,
to
David. Thanks for having us.
enjoying it soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Right on. What a great couple. What great entrepreneurs. I don't know how they do it. I have to be honest. There's certain people that I meet, I don't know how they do it. And that's incredible. Daniel Donato is here, my cosmic country friend. Howdy, as he says. Let me take a quick question, then we'll get to Daniel. We got 1 minute here. Here we go. Who is your hero? Well, I have many heroes determined upon the situation I want to be in, but my mom is one of those heroes, continual heroes at all time. And the biggest and greatest lessons that I've learned, those valuable lenses of productivity, accessibility, and most importantly, gratitude, right? The ability to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything I do. Greatest gift my mom has given me, besides growing up poor. I can't give that gift to my kids, but I don't think they want me to. But it's a great gift. I feel sorry for anyone that doesn't. I caught him mid sip. What's up, Daniel?
How are you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. I'm a huge fan of yours, so I asked you to come live with me, not just because of your talent, because of your old soul wisdom, in our conversation. I just think that you really have a great grasp and perspective, at such a young age. And I thought it'd be great to kind of, number one, share, what cosmic country is, and then let's get more onto the cosmic side of, how someone as young as you have such a Course in Miracles perspective, so well read, and how and why you want to create this search in the cosmos.
Wow, that's really fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, Cosmic Country is just just like how you talk about the frequency of branding and how everything should be in alignment with your personal truth. This was a sound in a way of branding myself that I discovered through my journey here in Nashville. Living in Nashville, starting music in Nashville, trying to find a career in Nashville, and then realizing the different kinds of identities that you can have, and ultimately realizing that this is the path I presently am trucking on. And with social media and with music and with all branding efforts, it's the main focus of all of my hours presently in life.
Yeah, well, they call you the tornado of creative energy. I'm trying to press upon people, especially today, and you're, indicative of this, is, activity itself is energy in motion. Energy in motion is emotion, and emotion is the ability to clear that interference or corrosion to inspiration. And the ultimate goal of people is to live an inspired life, because that would mean they're living a happy enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit. Inspired people can do incredible things. And, this tornado of creative energy is, a consistent activity. Where my biggest concern is, especially in education for young people, inactivity causes boredom, laziness. It aggregates and compounds in the opposite direction to make things more difficult the rest of your life, and uninspires. It creates more interference, voids, and shortages. Do you use, that creative tornado to inspire not only you, but others to be more active?
Always, yeah. So it all comes down to how you communicate with the people who are listening to you, right? So whatever platform it is, whether it's a podcast, whether it's on stage through your guitar, whether it's through email blast. We just did email blast the other day, and we included a couple quotes from like Seneca in there, and I was able to talk about how that affects me and how I'm using these words to kind of navigate through these uncertain waters that we're in now. So I think it's through conscientiousness of communication, you can have that awareness to realize that it's really an opportunity to be able to bring value and positivity in other people's lives on as many platforms as possible.
Yeah, you have such a great balance of wisdom, but also humility, that you don't know what you don't know. I love that you use your life lessons to inspire people with your music. And, you have your debut album, A Young Man's Country. I see you got your guitar there. I was wondering maybe if you could play, your favorite song from the debut album, or a portion of it if you won't mind.
Oh, I'd love to, yeah.
Awesome.
Let words are lost in the wind, this darkness you're traveling in. Will waste all your days with another thing, drown you deep in forgotten days. That's our chorus. And then we
Yeah.
go live, we usually improvise for a second. That sounds something like this. I'm locked in the shambles of gambling with time. We all get the minimum wage. Time flies like hurricanes, fast lane, tidal waves. Drowning deep in forgotten days. Like words that were lost in the wind. This darkness you're traveling in will restore your days with candle to flame. Drowning deep in forgotten days. Drowning deep in forgotten days.
All right. Give the clap emoji, everybody. That was amazing.
Thank you.
You know, you're good. I didn't know this, how well you play the guitar. You know, I've been blessed. A friend of mine is Kerry King, one of the great guitarists in the world. And boy, you are on your way with that guitar playing and the lyrics. You know, obviously for me being a transformational leader, I love your lyrics. We're all set with minimum wage when it comes to time. That's wonderful, man. I think that man-made construct and the limitations that we give in that man-made constructs cause so much resistance to what we want. And I believe, as you do, I know in the infinity of time. You know, I'm really curious because, you know, I love quantum memory. And when I see someone young that carries so much with them into this lifetime, you know, give me a little background about your parents. You know, where did you, were you born? What do your mom and dad do?
Yeah, so I was born in Bradenton, Florida. My mom was 21, and she had an unexpected pregnancy, an unexpected delivery, and she was visiting her grandparents at the time on a trip and had me. She moved back to New Jersey where she was living. She met my now father there when I was 2, and then we moved down here to Tennessee when I was 8 years old. So I have a lot of that Northeast New Jersey hustle inside the household and the communication and the way that I look at life. But then I grew up here in the South in Nashville, and so I have this really pleasant way of being able to kind of settle back and look at the bigger scope of things, which is what a lot of people in the South tend to do. They tend to take their time. And that's where country music happened. The love and the discovery for that happened for me. And then I started playing guitar because I was really bad at skateboarding. And all my friends were great at skateboarding. But we had Guitar Hero at my house. And so we would play Guitar Hero every day after school, and I kind of was good at it, and they weren't. And so it wasn't before long where I just let them go skateboard, and I stayed at home, and I started picking up the guitar. And I think you can understand this. If you enjoy not being good at something, but you like the process of getting better at it, that might be a universal sign to, hey, push forward with this momentum and focus your energy here. The guitar's always been the martyr for awareness in my life. Any epiphanies that I have, or what I think is epiphany, so who knows, but I have, or any direction in life that comes, it's usually when I'm playing guitar. It's always been like the great leveler for me.
You know what's so interesting as you explain that, and you're so young, is I had that feeling about football. And right, I just enjoyed the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential. And you know, the level of talent that I had was not good enough to be a professional, probably wasn't good enough to be a starter on a Division I team, but I was an average Division III football player in college. And I always wonder the advice I would give young people that love something like I love football, but it may not be like, you know, my true quantum talent is communication and sales, sharing a vision, right? Being able to be credible, emotionally attached, quantify things, break it down, the highly complex vibrating frequencies I can break down into a lower explanation. And you know, this is where I spend the majority of my time now. And I wonder, though, without that experience of pushing myself with something I wasn't good at, but I loved, you know, how much time I should tell people to spend, you know, pushing themselves to be their potential. And I think the biggest lesson may be that it's okay to pursue your own potential, even if your potential is so much lower than a professional, country singer or a professional football player, and that it will evolve. And I think the energy of it can be translated as you navigate and angle towards what you have. Are there other things that you think what you've learned already in music that you're angling towards to use what you've learned with that unbelievable talent you have to other things outside of music?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, the way that it's focusing, I think I'm a very narrow-minded person in the sense of where I can get my left and right brain going together. But I'm really just focusing on building as much of a reach I can with my own personal brand. So the concept of delving into the world of merchandise, and once the population is ready for that, live experiences like having a festival. I would love to do a Cosmic Country Festival. I would love to get the Cosmic Country podcast going more, and just kind of growing the empire of what that truly is. Like you mentioned so well, what the concept of what a brand is, and it's an idea that generates sales through products and other mediums. And sorry if I'm also leaving some stuff on the table there, but more or less is that kind of in line with what the concept was?
Yeah, exactly. Because I think, we get these great artists, and I had this conversation the other day. It's with one of the greatest drummers in the world, from John Cougar Mellencamp, a friend of mine, and Kenny Aronsky, and we were talking the difference between being famous and building a brand. And there's so many people, and we're in this flux where some people, old school, they're just famous and they don't know how to build a brand, right? They know how to build other people's brands. They know how to endorse a product, but as their energy wears out and they stop playing, or, they become more irrelevant, nobody wants them to endorse a brand. And so their brand, and now with people your age, it's so important to build a community along with that brand and that frequency. And I love the way you're branding yourself into Cosmic Country, because you literally could be the Arnold Palmer in my realm, the Arnold Palmer of country, building your own genre and, like you said, your own platform and merchandise and music. And now with the virtual side of what's going on, who knows what possibilities. Last question, real quick. So much opportunity. How old are you now?
25.
25. Okay. So at 25, what lesson would you like to learn I'm 52 by the time you're my age? If you could learn a lesson, what would it be?
How to strategically delineate between what is urgent and what is important.
Strategically delineate. Can I answer that for you? Give you some advice?
Come on.
So for me, right, urgency is a matter of time. Importance is a matter of value. And so as we're strategizing, we need to, one, take inventory of our values every single day. And so our personal values, our experiential values, our giving values, our receiving values, and we need to weight those values differently every day. And on top of it, we have to have different levels of timing, right, or urgency put to the weight of that. And meaning that, in one day, I could have a 95% on my personal values, right? And the next day I could have 75% on giving and 25%. Another day, 100% on just receiving, right? I need to eat. I better focus all my values on receiving. And it varies by the external circumstances, or what I call pain, which is an indicator of lessons that I have to learn. And so if you can create a matrix utilizing your values, and then being a student of your calendar, using those lens of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude in order to effectuate activities you get paid for, you don't get paid for, you plan, you don't have plan, and your sleep, all of that in a matrix, mathematical matrix to me, allows me every day to prioritize, number one, by things I can do now. So my first step is actually on the urgent side. Even though I tell people you got to prioritize by what's most important first, and then what's urgent. In order to effectuate efficiency, you actually, if you can do something now, you should do it, even if it's not important, right? If you could do something, because if you can do something now, you save twice as much time at minimum, and you're exponentially more successful for one reason. 100% of the things that get done now get done. right? 100% of the thing. And people who get things done accelerate and grow faster than anyone else in the world. They receive more and they gain more success. They actually have more time to what? Do what's important, to think about what's important, to take inventory of their value, to be a student of your calendar. So this matrix that includes taking inventory, being a student of your calendar, and doing things now. Now, if you can't do it now you place it in your calendar for later as something planned. And now you prioritize by what's important according to your values that day: personal, experiential, giving, and receiving. And if you continually to do that, you will evolve and accelerate and achieve, you know, that potential in a much quicker and efficient, effective, and statistically successful way. So strategically use that matrix and you'll start finding clarity, balance, and focus on what activity you want to do. And you'll be so satisfied, purposeful, passionate, and even profitable in what you do. Does that sound fair?
Immensely fair.
You're amazing, man. Well, let's get back together. You are an incredible talent. Thank you very much for playing for me. I had no idea how good you are. You're incredible, and you got to check out at the Daniel Donato. Check him out. Cosmic Country. It's my kind of music, and he's an extraordinary talent. Just wait till he's my age. He'll be the Arnold Palmer of country music. Great to see you, man.
Thank you, David. Peace out.
Peace out. I'll see you soon. There is unbelievable energy out there, and he is living proof. What a young gift that we've been given here on the live. Awesome. Let's take one quick question, and then we'll get to our next live. We got training today, 11 a.m. Please join us at 11 a.m. byoq. Bring your own questions. I got 20-some questions in here. If I can't get to them, come join me live. Can you help set me up with people to sell myself as a promoter, producer, actor, comedian? Sure. Happy to help. All right. Let's see here. How did you lose your wealth before 2008, and what do you learn from it? I lost my wealth because I surrounded myself with the wrong people, the wrong ideas. I was living in the world of just enough, buying things I didn't need to impress people I didn't even like. And it was a big mistake. And I wasn't living by those rules of taking inventory of my value, asking and attracting, student my calendar, doing it now. I wasn't practicing ending fear. I was living in ego-based consciousness. I was lying to myself and others, manipulating, overseller, back-end selling. And it's just created void, shortages, and obstacles. And it allowed me to have mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and financial pain that I finally found out was just an indicator that I had something to learn. And I was accountable for that. I learned gratitude, which gives me the light, the love, and the lessons and everything. It gives me the ability to appreciate and give through me to others. Forgiveness, which gave me peace, which was absolutely a key component that I had to learn to forgive myself. And then I could give forgiveness to others. And I never forgive other people because they deserve it. It's because I deserve it. Most importantly, too, accountability, right? I took, for the first time, accountability for everything in my life. I asked myself, what did I do to attract this to myself? It wasn't the economy. It wasn't the housing market. It wasn't the golf course, the ski mountain, the homes, the cars. It was me. And I had to learn from it. What did I do to attract it to myself, and what am I supposed to learn from it? And then finally, practicing ending fear. I started to practice ending fear. I started, number one, to identify what I was afraid of, right? I was afraid of the need to be right, the need to be offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, all these different things that created corrosion and interference. Instead of things happening to me as a victim in the world of not enough, or for me in the world of just enough, I realized that I could clear the interference and corrosion and allow things to come through me with appreciation, gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, the ability to not only be thankful, but to add value to it and then give it away. And I have been giving my life away for over 20 years to try to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. If you want to join that community to help me and to come to free trainings and get free books and exercises and guides, I'm happy to send you my book, 949-298-2905, 949-298-2905. And then also you can email me to register for any of this and get any of this at david@dmeltzer.com. david@dmeltzer.com. Looking to see if my jewelry friend is on. I'm a big Ben Baller fan as well. Let's see here. Which friends are coming on? We're not yet. Okay, just keep answering questions. Warming up for today. How do you practice? Maybe the best question. How do you practice? Well, the first thing about practicing is understanding what practice is. Practicing is the enjoyment of the consistent everyday, persistent without quit pursuit of the potential of what you want to practice. So number one, you have to lower the bar. Lower the bar, make it easy, because if you don't lower the bar, you won't do it every day. If you don't do it every day, you're not going to be able to practice. And so 2 minutes a day is worth more than 2 hours on a Saturday. It helps to leverage the continuum that you live within, the context of the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, or collective conscious continuum, allowing you to effectuate a shift in your frequency or vibration, a shift in your energy, that no matter what you think, say, do, or believe, all of a sudden everything starts being attracted to you. You just can't even help it but to happen. And that's what we want to be able to do. Let's go ahead and take another question. Warming up for today, 11 a.m. Come register, byoq, bring your own questions. If you've missed any trainings, I will send them to you, david@dmeltzer.com, or just download the podcast, the playbook, one of the top podcasts. Just download it. Boom. You have all my trainings there. The next one will be out on Monday with byoq. Should I leave my stable job to start my own business? Well, obviously, I don't know enough details in order to determine that. Reach out. We can determine that together. I always say get better at what you're doing now to give yourself more opportunities, options, and security in doing either a side hustle or doing something new. So make sure you do what you do well now. You are only creating that laziness, that resistance when we're not active. So get super active in what we're doing. I'm going to take a couple more questions. My friend Isaiah, you know what? Let me see if anyone wants to go live with me real quick and ask me a question. Anybody want to ask me a question and go live with me? All right, let's see. Let me see real quick. We will work this out. Here we go. Let's see. One quick question live. Maybe not. All right, let's take a question on here. How do I manage time? Well, for me, it's being a student in your calendar. The mathematical equation of luck is attention plus intention equals coincidence. That's right. What you pay attention to and give intention to, what you think, say, do, and believe, and those unconscious competencies that we talked about, personality traits, characteristics, obsessions, addictions, all those things aggregated allow you to get what you want. A coincidence allows you to have them come into your life in that manner. So love to see you use that to manage time. How do we manage time? We use that student of the calendar to study what we have planned, what we don't have planned, and our sleep. All three of those with activity. We get paid for activity. You don't get paid for, with the three lenses: productivity, accessibility, and gratitude. How productive are you going to be? Efficient, effective, and statistically successful in providing value to others. How accessible are you to others, giving yourself a larger spectrum to help, as well as how are you accessing what? That's right, what you want. You got to know what you want by determining and taking inventory of your values. And then finally, the lens of gratitude. There's suck in everybody's life. I don't care if you're the biggest celebrity, athlete, entertainer, billionaire, entrepreneur. It doesn't matter. There is a percentage of suck in your life. And the way that you are successful is to find the light, the love, and the lessons in the suck. Be that person. Find the light, the love, and the lessons in the suck. All right, everyone. You're going to join me today. You're going to register either for live or the replay. You're going to register. You're going to join my community, 949-298-2905, or email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll give you my free book, free training guides, exercise, whatever you need. Please reach out and register for either live or replays, taped. You will enjoy it. It's all free. If it's free, it's me. And now it's you. Remember, most importantly, 11 a.m. today, Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern, free training. Do it. I look forward to seeing you. Most importantly, like I said, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you at 11 a.m. Pacific. Take care.